Okay, now welcome. Just a minute. Yes, officially done.
And you need to put record, yes?
Yeah, still not done, yes. So here we are.
Namaste.
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 So initiation into Tantra, the first step. If it is right, it is right. Means setting up the direction. And our definitions, don't forget. Even if you have not studied Sankhya Yoga, but definition. Intelligence is that which sets up the direction for the ego. This is our definition in administrative model. If you think in an administrative way, higher and lower hierarchy, then intelligence definition that which sets up the direction for the ego. No, like you will go east or west or north, which degree you, and a simple deviation in the long run can be very far away from your goal. So that's why initial setup and the beginning of Tantra is from intelligence. Awaken the intelligence, determine the ego, set up the direction, and keep walking. Charayaveti, keep on walking. As fast, slow, long, but direction should be set up in the beginning. And what could be the direction? It could be very subtle comprehensions from the intelligence. So if something beyond intelligence, what to do? We have to rely on some books. Somewhere you have to rely on your tradition, on your fathers. You have to trust your parents, isn't it? In any case, even the initial beginning, that is beyond mind, we have to begin with our parents' knowledge. There is no other way. Initial beginning. So initial relationship of a child with the parents determines the direction, which direction ego will take. Determines the perception. And then through perception we infer intelligence. This intelligence is depending in its expansion towards ego. So also in function, definition of intelligence in function. When intelligence will function, it necessarily will build ego. So think very practically, not idealistic way. Oh my God, ego, I must commit suicide. I was meditating, one day, one very good meditator, a friend of mine, came out of meditation every day, say, I want to commit suicide. Why? My mind was moving. I had a thought. So this kind of serious meditators, no, here be practical. The definition of ego in function, if intelligence will be dynamic, it's initially will create ego. In function. In being mode, not functioning, not dynamic, in static form, intelligence, just intelligence will be showing you the direction of life. This direction. If you are tired, relax, that mind and body communication, that you want to relax or sleep or what, wake up, that is pituitary gland, is a physiological phenomena, psychosomatic, but direction will be set up by intelligence, determining the ego. And then function. Like you, I am the Prime Minister, President of the country. Intelligence determine who you are, and function, prove it. Function, prove it. So in function, this ego will need mind. The job of the mind is primarily job of the mind in function is to prove the ego, to strengthen the character. So this is how you should see the whole scenario. This is the background. This is the background knowledge over which the initiation of Tantra will take place. Preface. So this is the basic. And what is the basic of all hullabaloo we are doing? Basic is that we have a body. Very simple, being very simple. No extraordinary intelligence, being very simple. To the basics, very basics. Initial thinking, giving direction to the mind, how mind should think, to what to prove, to who am I, in not moving and in movement. All needs a lot of intelligence, awakening. No? So get ready to be enlightened if you want to come into the path. The very basic requirement. Immediately, urgency, you have to be enlightened. Urgent. Otherwise, no way. No way. You hit your head, law is the law. This is how it functions. This is the law of the body. So you cannot deny whatsoever the case, I'm tantric or yogi or American or Indian, you have to have a body. And from where the body came? The source. Source. Parents. And from the source you are coming out, how you relate determines your intelligence. And further movement of formation of ego. So the formation of ego is initiation into Tantra. But not sleeping mode. Being awakened, seeing everything and consciously creating it. And such a firm ego that none of the intelligence and none of the power of gods and goddesses even can deny it. Or can go against this power of your formation of ego. But none of the opposite forces can even harm your declaration of ego. And if they try to harm, they get destroyed by themselves. The law of the universe. Because your ego, a priori, is the most powerful, cannot be denied, even by God. So powerful ego. Understand? So powerful ego formation. Initiation into Tantra. And I will keep my teaching style with the support of AI. Because today or tomorrow, in any kind of education system, AI is going to be an integral part of it, whether you want it or you don't want it. So if any way we differ from wisdom and enter into information area, which was the wisdom part which we were talking, no? Experiential knowledge, which was leading you a desire to yearn, to experience something like this, paramarthi. And here we enter again into intellectuals and always keep a balance between both. So if we enter into intellectual knowledge, we use AI. So here, initially, you have to understand only one word. It's called a priori. A priori. So if anything will be formed, materialized, become a system, a unit, a meaningful unit, we have to have an a priori. Like suppose Descartes, the philosopher, sets up the mode of the German mind. Or you can say even influencing the whole European mind and giving birth to science, the way we think. His a priori, say, cogito ergo sum. I think, therefore I am. It is his first basic fundamental truth, which cannot be denied by any power, even by God. Because he wanted to prove God as a mathematics. It's a mathematical equation that God exists. And I have the proof for that. I can prove it. So he starts, I think, therefore I am. So even to deny yourself, you are affirming yourself that I am. Because I'm thinking. So it was called a priori. Same way Tantra has a priori. If you remove that, the whole Tantra will collapse. So if you remove this cogito ergo sum, I think, therefore I am, the whole Descartes will collapse. It is the central womb, heart. It's called knowledge of the heart. If you remove the heart, body doesn't make any sense. If you remove the center, the periphery has no meaning. So if you remove this one sentence from the whole Descartes philosophy, I think, therefore I am, what remains? Nothing. Axiom is collapsed. Center collapsed. This is called heart, knowing the heart of the matter. So same way, Tantra has axiom for ego, over which ego will be created around it. One line. And then it will expand. But if you remove this heart, it will collapse. And the heart of ego formation in Tantra is child and parents. The relationship between child and is the initial axiom over which an intelligence is formed. So that's why I have all the reverence of Sigmund Freud. So what he is choosing, he doesn't have the definition of health. Again, analysis. Tantra has a definition of health and giving us an axiom to form the ego over which cannot be denied by God. On the contrary, all the gods will be supporting you. All the powers of the universe will come in support of you because you are abiding with the law, creating an ego formation. You're not against any law of nature. So all the law of nature is in favor of you. So the whose enormous power of the cosmos is in favor of you. But are you afraid of your neighbor? Such ego, no? Such an ego, not afraid of anyone. Fearless ego. Nobody can harm it because it's created by an enlightened mind. Awakened. It's not asleep that somebody give you an idea and you glued it to who am I? And now mind is busy proving it. No? And it's not yours, not out of your intelligence. You are always in turmoil. Accidentally, it may fit, it may not fit. So a priori, fundamentals, which builds up the mind of civilizations, gives birth to religions under which we will study. Even if we are going to study the first sutra of Tantra, Loka, written by Abhinavagupta, we are entering into a dynasty of knowledge. A full 3,000 of years, hundreds of books written on this subject, in which we are taking one, very afraid, 10 volumes. Oh my God, so much I have to read. And 1,000 times more than this is already done work. And still, such a knowledge, everybody have it. And it's so simple that everybody can have it. It is confined in a sack. The age of information anyway finished. Once all the books, which is written, digitized, and our large language model can analyze them and represent to us. The role of the Brahmins in India is in danger. Because it was the basic role was to preserve these scriptures by oral tradition, training the students from childhood, cramming them, remembering them, the tones and the music and the melody. The basic task, no? To carry the knowledge from generation to generation, and all way they have to use only memory a lot as a synonym to intelligence. Before, the memory was a synonym. The faculty of memory has to develop and it has to be measured as intelligence because it's useful to carry the scriptures and Vedas in your mind to carry forward such a huge task. Digitized information is finished. Now this information there, but what you will do if you don't know how to use it? So each information which is in platform, it's on a global platform and seeking a redemption. Universalize it. This is my assignment of my whole Tantra Yoga class. I told you, Navjivan Rastogi, he gave me, this is your assignment, first sutra. I said, okay, I will use it. This is more than enough. So let's understand intellectually, a priori, no? A background, a lot of things, because first step is the final. Here. What? Grok? Let's try Grok. Grok or something? What is this? Very fine. You are successful. It has access to my camera. Verifying and verified, yes. What's up? Very interesting talk. I like his style, matching my style, just to have some little bit fun. Can you read out? Okay, then I don't have to read it. This is really kind of a mind to make us more confused than Elon Musk. Maybe this is the purpose of this. Why can't a simple answers in syllogism? Let's change the questions, not to confuse him so much. Otherwise, it's take a lot of time. Let's change the question. Finally it agrees. No, otherwise creating the mind boggling. So if you ask this, he was so much confused. Okay, very simple. Absolutely, I agree. That is the priori cornerstones of Descartes' philosophy.
I have one comment.
Please.
This idea is also based on very practical use in medicine. When after, for example, car accident, a person goes into the coma, how the modern medicine decided, is he alive or not alive? Person is breathing.
The brain is alive.
Yes, and thinking, they detected thinking by brain waves. So if there is no brain waves, so they decided that person is dead. So even the heart is beating, even the lung is working, but the waves, this thinking possibility is the trigger to decide, to decision that person is dead. So life and death is the waves of thinking.
So here we got one a priori, So if we don't have time to study all the philosophy, all the minds. So if here AI can help, I will be really grateful, at least to Elon Musk, if he can put it rightly here. So what we need here, that let's see if it can do it. Will be very nice. Only this much, information way to train your mind. And you can see the heart, universally the minds are thinking. So we are proposing an initiation into Tantra, a method which can be universally applied. Not conditional, not conditioned. Yes, we have to go so back. But anyway, it's nice. Look, everything originates from a single principle. What? A priori. There must be a unified substance underlying all reality knowable through reason. No? They are all looking for something one. This is the knowledge is in search of oneness. Look, the a priori in your heart, it's something will stimulate to know the truth. It's a desire of oneness, to experience the oneness, and you will see it here. That is the nerve. Oh, Tantra is the heart of the heart. The heart of the heart. How intelligence is looking, finding something, perception, concluding to experience oneness. A unified substance underlying all reality. Reality is unchanging and eternal. Change is illusion. No? You see Vedanta. 6th century, pre-Socrates, 6th to 5th century. You see Vedanta. So it doesn't matter which religion, culture you are. If you meditate, this is how mind functions. This is how you will think. This is where you will arrive on a priorities. Like whole life, 60 years you lived, and one sentence you learned.
What is the latest philosophy?
Let's see. Yes, knowledge is innate, access to dialogue a priori. The soul possesses universal truth. An idea that we are having it already. This truth, we are having it already. And this is all before Christ. Plato. So this is how, look, medieval.
And the pleasure is highest gold.
Here comes the Locke, Locke, Berkeley, Hume, Kant,
Hegel, Schopenhauer.
Like you can find all the ideas where humanity has tried, no? Intelligence has tried their best to get the grasp of that knowledge, that truth, and arrived. Famous people who devoted their life.
You can share this post, please, with us.
This Bertrand Russell, no, he infected my mind very much and make me restless for many years. The mathematics and logic provide universal necessary truth independent of experience. No, he confused me so much he confused me that all my meditation experiences I denied. No, or maybe it's true, maybe. And what happened? In the library, I was moving to the library when I was guided that I should study philosophy and psychology. So in philosophy corner, I was moving. Then I got epistemology. First time in my life. I need biology, zoology. No, logy means some kind of textbooks. And this I never heard epistemology. So I went through all big, thick books. Somehow I find a small book, blue color, very small, like paperback. I said, wow, this way I can fulfill the command of the master that I studied philosophy. And let's study at least this much. So I took it, came outside, sit on the sofa, opened the book, and it was a research paper of Bertrand Russell's represented. So it was text like you study from top, then one paragraph, like one page, and sentence not finishing. My English was not so good, but somehow he confused me that whatever you are perceiving is not true. So all your cognitive experiences, you cannot declare that it is a truthful experience. So all my yoga practice and meditation practice experiences, I started to doubt. And I cannot doubt. But when I study his logic, you can't deny his logic. The way he was arguing and proving that all my spiritual experiences are wrong, and I cannot rely on them experiences as truth. And in my heart, I was feeling that, yes, it's true. I cannot deny it, but logically, I cannot say anything like I will be proved. So here, it created like, this was the first book, epistemology. Later on, I say, this is nonsense subject. No? It's like we say that peeling the hair. No? So, but nice and good. And then after I really become, no, I want to study logic to prove that what I experience is right. So he was the first, and years of disturbance he gave me. He changed my whole thinking, perception. And his work was on perception. And he was taking this perception mode as a weapon. You can't prove anyway that your perception is true. Same thing you are looking, and if you look through microscope, everything will change. The same table will look like, like mountains and cliffs. So on basis of perception, you cannot prove your experience is true. So then after I started to study, yes, I will study and prove that what I experience is true. So he was the great first man to instigate me to read hundreds of books on philosophy. And here, 20th century is important for us. Nietzsche, you will find Osho, favorite philosopher. Life's essence is a creative, striving force through his skeptical of traditional a priori claims. Will to power. Shakti Prakriya, Tantra, will to power. Desire, enormous power, infinite power, not small. Desire, infinite power in you. Mind will stop because mind functions in a limited scale. I can do this, I can do this, infinite way. This is also a very nice a priori in some of the traditional tantric practices. So you will find this is, you can study and ask me questions later about this. My idea was to show you, the support of an AI and intellectualist. When it comes to experiential, I will change. Okay? And this is all rational approach. And we are taking tantric approach, not this approach at all. So just to show what we are not doing is this one. No, we are not using any of this knowledge at all, but just to know what we are not using. So let's see if it can help me. AI. Yes. Do you have access to your library? What is this? National Library of India, Kolkata, National Library, Research Museum. Very nice. Anyway. No, this is not. It is not the first sutra of. This is not. Okay, it's not. No. What is this? No. Which? Just a minute. It's confusing. No. Hey, it's different from my book. No. I don't understand. But anyway, the knowledge is useful, but not what we are looking for. I want to show you the first sutras. Very strange. So,
Maybe
no,
Tantra Sara, maybe.
it's confusing itself with something else. Yeah, it's confusing itself with something else. No.
You're breaking AI.
No, it's confusing itself to something else. Let's see another AI. This open AI at least will give something. Okay. It will work. Yes. Here it is. But it was creating nonsense there. You see, Elon Musk is really very confused person, no? Hallucination problem. Yes.
Oh, Pavel's gone.
Huh?
Pavel just disconnected. Maybe had
He will come back with the
Yeah.
same link. You should admit it. Okay, here it is. This is our a priori to form the ego. It is in Sanskrit, but now we can find, yes, this is our a priori, universal a priori to come into the path of Tantra, the relationship between child and parent. Before that, in India, we also have the approach. Now, little bit different kind of talk. Yeah. Something out of this intellectual knowledge. So much information. So here in India, we have that the way you approach, it's all relating is the communication. It's a kind of communication. And the response you will be getting from the object you are relating is depending on your approach to the object. If you are approaching a sastra, a truth, a priori, what will come out of it and how we will perceive it and what we will get out of it is depending on the perception of us, our approach towards it. So the knowledge, what we will get in the future, is already in your, depending on your approach. So what is the purpose? Why we want this knowledge? Why we want to go? If you will, you look all the a prioris and the refined analyticals, all looking for some one, search of one, the knowledge of one. Where it is? No, where it is? Where it is? But there is a but. What you will get in your search is depending on the approach you will take. The very initial first step, that's why I said the first step is important. You saw a beautiful mind. Approach was the same. What we are looking for, what everyone is looking for, the heart of everyone is to feel that oneness. You and God has no difference. You and the infinite power, the infinite wisdom, the infinite knowledge has no difference. Otherwise, it's painful. What is your pain in spirituality? This is the pain of a spiritual heart. You don't have this oneness. So how to form an ego that can act? Form of ego. Here, very different approach. Here, body is not just filled with garbage and blood and shits, and you should not even, and nothing there, only skeleton, and everybody will die. No? What to form the ego, nothing you will carry when you die. Everything will be here. You stupid, don't form an ego. Don't brag about it. No? But if you don't brag about our ego, what pride we have. What a nation, what a school, what a college, what a university. Building up ego. What is religion? Harping on your ego. So understanding with sane mind that ego is a necessary evil, everyone has to live with one a priori, Western a priori. The Western philosophy, analysis, psychologists came to a point looking for freedom and joining psychology to spirituality. They say it is a necessary evil. I would say, if it is not a necessary blessing, which should be provided to each child, see, the vision, the perception, that determines the intelligence. You have to choose, categorically choose. Why not to give such a healthy ego to the children, and even an infinite force cannot oppose it? And the child can grow in multi-dimension. This Abhinavgupta is, you can see the parallel intelligence of Ved Vyas, who founded Hindu religion, of Mahabharata, Gita, Upanishad, Puran, all by one person, on which whole Hindu religion is based. He is the a priori of Hinduism. Parallel to the same mind, in Tantra we have Abhinavgupta. Parallel to the same in Tantric aspect. All in one. And multi-dimension. Aesthetics, drama, astrology, astronomy, cosmology, quantum physics, all this multi-dimensional intelligence. And he is proposing a universal ego formation, not as a necessary evil, but an existential necessary blessings should be given to every child. And consciously can be chosen by any adult. But you have to work a lot because you have been adult. You have to go through reparenting and rebirthing process, a sadhana process. But the newcomers can be given. They don't have to go through all this mental turmoil to feel this oneness. For them will be natural. For them will be natural. So if you give an argument there is an evil in this world, it's because you are creating the laws by your own mind. You are not following the law of nature. So a priori of Freud, that Electra complex, this Oedipus complex, is a measurement of a healthy mind. So if he observed, he said, oh, this is a normal healthy mind will think like this. But this is not a constance. Constance is here. The relationship between child and parent should be like this. This is healthy. The relationship, anything except that, to degree to which these complexes will increase, that much abnormal you are. Understand my point? That's why all the work of Freud, very prestigiously, categories should be categorized as part of abnormal psychology. And here we are going from normal to supranormal psychology. The psychology of Buddhas, enlightened people, Mahashis, yogis, tantrics, miracles, performers, this way, to supranormal, normal, abnormal. I'm saying I have all the respect for all the scientists and Western philosophers, their point of view. Please categorize yourself as abnormal people. Nothing else. Because we have been following this Bible. So accept this as a healthy Eastern. This is health. This is healthy ego. Deviation to that, you will be considered abnormal or supranormal. But a zero constant has to be there, then plus one, minus one. You can go both sides. But a zero constant has to be decided. This is, I propose to the whole universe, to all the intelligentsia, to all the tantric and yogis, this one. First sutra of Tantra Loka. Please study its translation things, yeah, and we will be coming back to it. The purpose, the approach, this name. In this way, you will say that means object has knowledge. They decide, the tree decides what knowledge he will give to you on your approach. Who is commanding the soul? Matter. This is the matter governing the soul. This very body is Buddha. You don't have to torture it. 6 years to understand. So, build up the mind. Environment. Change the environment of the mind and heart, the climate of you. Don't look for a specific formula equal to MC square. Otherwise, you become beautiful mind. Everybody will love you and you will get Nobel Prize. So here I am. It's your time to capsulate an initiation into approach, how we will approach towards knowledge in balancing both. It's your time, 7 minutes. I will.
Yes, very nice approach. Yeah, This shloka is given the idea of the source of energy, and the source of knowledge, and the connection, and yeah, it's a source of wisdom, as we yes, source of wisdom. I means uh, when yeah, one man meets another man and asks, "Who is your guru?" He said, "You." So I mean, anything like a man or a tree or a stone or a situation can be the source of knowledge.
The future is in your hand.
And everything has the consciousness. But the parents is the yes, it's and this idea is actually destroy a lot of psychology drama,
Yeah.
psychology work, and unfortunately, psychologists will argue a lot about the parenting and.
It's nice to poke them a little bit, they will wake up. What? I am abnormal. But I can prove it from the AI, provided it gives the right information. It just, I don't know. If somebody not knowing, then he will confuse it fully, Miss Grok, at least it's nice to have competition in the market. We have 4 or 5 AIs to cross check.
And I have one question. Do you see the problem in Christianity when the Christian was born without connection between mother and father? Jesus Christ, mother have get only connection with angel. So there is no connection, there is no sex between uh, Maria and Joseph. So if it destroys this.
It will come. This point will arise when we will start our first step. Now we are just deciding about the approach. So watch your climate, how you are approaching this knowledge. A healthy ego, what approach will be. So do some intellectual study, Sanskrit is translation, think about it, do brainstorming, and then you will not find I'm already there, no?
Okay, thank you.
So see you next Saturday. And I am watching your presentation which you sent me. See you.
And maybe Marvin will want to sum
Okay,
up
Marvin.
something.
Yes, Marvin, we have still 4 minutes.
Okay.
Marvin, nothing. If you give him 40 minutes, he will, 4 minutes, he doesn't know what to say. He cannot even begin.
But he is improving. He's
Yeah.
Going to the heart.
He gave me he gave me nice kriyas to break my mind into, so that's why I'm more I'm more contained. So yes, it's 4 minutes is not enough.
He cannot even begin, I tell you. His mind cannot even make a sentence for 4 minutes. What concept in 4 minutes? That was problem when he was learning Hatha Tantra. He will start explaining the movement. No, you need to say left, right, essential movements to follow. And he will start philosophy in the middle. By the time person forget what to do with my hand.
Yeah, that's why I didn't teach, because I realized I needed transformation.
That was most challenging for me and Masha to keep him on the track.
Yeah, because it's very interesting that medicine now they realize that our brain is artificial to our body. And there is a big barrier between the body, immune system of the body and the brain. And if you break this barrier, in different places, the person will die in 6 hours.
Ah.
So, and yeah, it should brain is like implanted source to our body. So, okay, thank you.
So
Thank you very much.
we are open to entertain all kinds of ideas of string theory and multiverse and wormholes and warp holes, all kind of, but practically also doing some, practically.
And this sutra will help us to create the ego of tantric. Yes.
Instant.
Instant. Okay. Thank you.